Okay, so today we will do JavaScript modules. Fine. So what are modules? Modules are code blocks that export and import functions. Okay, let me tell you very easily. So see, modules are used so that if you have two files, two JavaScript files, you can use one function which is written in the one file into another file. That's why we use the module. Okay, so suppose export and add. Just 1 minute. Yeah. So export and add function. Export function add, and then you are importing an add function in the different file. Let me make a file. Suppose my script is already there. Okay, then I will create a new file. You can say math.js. Yes, this is the file, correct. So what we will do, we'll make a function. We'll make a function in the math.js here, and I will show you how to use it here. Okay, so you will write function. You can say adder. What it will do, it will take two numbers a and b, and it will just return the a plus b. Okay. Okay, so it is necessary that you write export. Why export? Because you want to tell JavaScript that you want to send this function. Okay, and then here you can access it. So you will write adder. Whenever you write, it will give you an option. It says adder from where? So it says from math file. It will write import adder function from math.js. Okay, so, so you got your function here. Now you can use it. So just adder, just give two numbers, 12 and 14, and so it will return. So you have to print it. Console.log. See, okay, don't forget to write .js here. You can see 26, it's coming, right? This is how you use a different okay, suppose I'm adding export. I'm adding a new function subtractor. It will take two numbers again and will return the a minus b. So how would you use it here? So you have to do sub, and then it will yeah, Adder and sub both are getting imported from your file. So you will write console log see 12 and 11 getting subtracted, right? This is how you can add both of them. Yeah. So this is how we import and export. Okay. So model lets you break up code into separate files. Module is a fundamental feature of modern JavaScript. See, exporting and importing is very important. It is also important for your React JS, because in React JS this is used very much. Okay. So module files. A JavaScript module is usually a file. It can be used in
The
HTML,
line is breaking, really.
but it can also be used in HTML script. I know, network is not good here. A module file is just JS file or which is using import export. A module script is an HTML script using import and export. How to use modules? So modules are export and import to interchange functionality between modules. An HTML script using type module is treated as a module. Okay. So we have a different type of export also. Export means making a function and sending it to the different file. Okay. So you have different types of it. Let me show you.
Are you cold?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, I'm proceeding further. I don't think it will. Yeah, just 1 minute. Export, yeah. The module export keyword. A module uses the export keyword that shares the value with the other file. A module can be many named exports. Yeah, this is important. A module can have a many name export like this. It can have many export, like you can export multiple functions. A module can optionally be one default, or you can use one default. Okay. Named export. A named export give you a name to each item. Items can be exported individually or wrapped in a curly bracket. Yeah. So you can also like write like this. Suppose you made a variable here. Suppose you made a variable here, const data is equals to, you can say, mic, right? And you want to access it here, so what you will do, you just have to write export to this variable also, then you can use over here. Yeah, see, in the output you will see mic is visible, right? What you can do, you can write export at the end. Suppose, yes, or you can write, what you can do, you can write at the end. You can write export, and then you write like this data, right? Still it will, our function will work. See, so you can write export here, or you can pass multiple things, or you can write export while making the variables. Okay. Yeah, this is importing. How you will import? You can import like this: import curly braces and the name of the functions or variable which you want to export from your file.js. Like, right, like this. See, data is here, header is here, submission is there from the mat.js. Okay, so both are connected. Dot slash means, dot means in the same folder we have the file, it will just go to the mat.js. If you have the file in a different folder, then you have to write the name of that folder. Okay, there is one with default export. What is default export? Default export exports one main value from the module that gives a clear intent that what about what a module primary function is. If a file is meant to expose one primary function, class or value, default export may be explicit. So what you have to do, suppose in this all file, only one of the functions you want to export. Okay, so what you have to write now, remove this, because default means only one of the functions or variable will be exported. You write export default. Default it will export only one, and just write the name of the function which you want to, yeah, like this, default export adder. Now this will not work. Now see, I'm running the file. Okay, remove the exporting also from here, so that's why it's not working. Now see the result. Import adder from the requested module does not provide an export name adder. Yeah, this bracket is problem. Yeah, now it will work. Because why we use the bracket? Because bracket is used if you are writing multiple functions or variable names, but if you have single, then you don't have to write the curly brackets. Default means only one function if you have to pass. Now let's understand about the import. Import. You can import modules in two ways based on if they are named export and default export. Named import are constructed using the curly braces. This is how you import, right? This is I have already told you. Default exports are not. So if your files are having default export, then you don't have to use the brackets. Okay, just the name of that function. Named imports match named export in a module. They let you import one or more explicitly named variable or function from a module. You must use the exact names enclosed in curly braces. Okay, so the name should be same. You cannot use a different spellings. The name should be same while importing. Yeah, in default import is the way to import the primary exported value from a module. The one that was exported using the export default. Default imports are the counterpart to the default export. Default you have to you have to use without curly braces, right? So this is what it is saying. There, there is no required name. Renaming is allowed. So you can use it with the different name like adder function like this. Adder function. Yeah. Yeah. See, adder is getting exported default exported from here, and you can use it with any name here because we know that only one function is coming from here. So you can use it over here with any name, and then that name is you have to use to call it. Oh wow, that is nice. If you want to import everything, you can import all named export from a module as a single object using the star. You'll write import all named export from the person.js, import star as person from person.js. So what if I have to suppose I'm exporting everything from here. Export. So I'm exporting adder. I'm using export. Yeah, three of them. Then you will write import star as math from you can call adder. Yeah, you can call sub, and you can data. So you just write star. Okay, now you can use it. Just give some name, alias, we call it. Select star as math. So in the math keyword, everything will be there. So you write math dot adder and your two numbers like this. Okay, so you need a word so that every function should be, you can call it from that word. Same happens with the math subtractor. See this sub. Now same happens with the your variable data. Math dot data you have to write to get the name of the variable. Mike. See. So star is something which will get you each and everything. Okay. So this is what we all needed. Okay, so meta proxy typed arrays. Let's move to the next topic now. So we will do the HTML DOM. This is very important. Yeah, HTML DOM. See, HTML DOM is very important to understand the JavaScript and React.js also. Yeah. So today I will just give you a small introduction about the DOM, right? Only theoretical part. So JavaScript DOM. What is HTML DOM? With HTML DOM, JavaScript can access and change all elements of the HTML document. So first of all, let me tell you what is the full form of DOM. When a web page is loaded, the browser creates a DOM, which is document object model of the page. The HTML DOM model is constructed as a tree of the object. So basically, what it will do, suppose you have HTML code, right? Like this. You have HTML code like this, yes. What it will do, it will create a tree like this, in which there will be HTML, which is parent of all, because in HTML we are containing everything. Then one child, which is head here, and one child, which is body, another body. Both are sibling. Then inside the head we have title and lot of things, and in body we have the lot of object also. Like you can say our body does not have any object right now, but you can add h1 tag, p tag, div tag, everything that will be the part of the body. Okay, so it will create a tree like this. So with the object model, JavaScript gets all power it needs to create a dynamic HTML. What JavaScript will do, it will create a DOM like this, and it can access and it can change any tag or element over here. JavaScript can change all HTML element. JavaScript can change all HTML attributes. JavaScript can change CSS. JavaScript can remove existing HTML element. It can add new HTML element and attribute. It can react to all existing HTML event in the page. It can create a new HTML element. The JavaScript can do any changes in the HTML. Okay, that's why JavaScript becomes so important. What you will learn: how to change the content of HTML element, how to change the CSS, how to handle the events like pressing the button and doing something, how we will do that with the JavaScript, how to add or delete the element, HTML element. So this is what we will learn using the JavaScript. Yeah. So what is the DOM? So the DOM is a W3C, World Wide Web Consortium standard. The DOM defines a standard for accessing document. The W3C DOM is a platform and a language neutral interface that allows programs and scripts to dynamically access and update the content and structure and style of document. The W3C DOM standard is separated into three parts: core DOM, XML DOM, HTML DOM. What is HTML DOM? The HTML DOM is a standard object model programming interface for HTML. The HTML element as object, properties of HTML element, method to access all the HTML elements, event for all HTML. Basically, you just understand JavaScript can access each and every element of the website. It can change, it can modify, it can update. Okay. So whatever HTML element you are having, it will create a DOM tree like this. JavaScript will create a tree like this of that website, and then it can change. Yeah. So in the next class, we will do methods. Okay, so we will learn how we can change. What are the methods? What are the functions?